we're coming through the high step in 4.53, Dawn Broom. A superb finish there by Dawn Broom.
So, fans of running history may know that in the 1952 Olympic Games at Helsinki, the great Emil ZATOPEK won 3 golds. 5,000 metres, 10,000 metres and the marathon. So what we're going to see today is how close Dawn can get to emulating that great feat, not at the Olympic Games, but at the Yorkshire Veterans and Northern Masters track and field event at the City Athletic Stadium in Sheffield.
He's so funny, isn't he?
But before that main event, I was down to provide the warm-up act of a 3,000 metre race. Now this was the Yorkshire Veterans Championships. I'd not done a 3,000 metres for several years, but I was hopeful of getting a medal. Well, really hopeful of getting a medal because I was the only person entered in the male 50 category in the Yorkshire Vets Championship. So off I trotted to take part in a 3,000 metre race with expectations or hopes of getting somewhere under 12 minutes. So as we see, I soon settled into a comfortable 7th place out of 7 running my solo time trial, but I was actually quite pleased with the way I executed it. I went through the right gears at the right time. And my previous PB of 3,000 metres was 9:39, set about 20 years ago. So I knew if I could get around 11:50, that would be an equivalent performance as opposed to my 5k time now, as what my 5k time was at my best. I got lapped by the leader, and right on the last lap I got lapped by 2nd and 3rd place too. It was a really good event to take part in, lots of encouragement, and one highlight in particular being the announcement of Darren Brown, of whom more now and later in the afternoon.
Coming on now to complete. Let's bring it home for the final 100 metres. A round of applause for Thomas Kleisner. Led a great run all the way through. Time of 9:06.97, but here we have a great finish now for 2nd place. And he's picking up the pace. A great run indeed from 3,000 metres to end strong. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause as we bring home the final athlete for the 3
Run, John.
meters. A great run for John Broom. John Broom, ladies and gentlemen, representing Finish Zone footpath runners.
As I said in a previous video, I think great is an overused adjective these days, but I do appreciate the sentiment. And there we have a finishing time of 11 minutes 48 seconds 0.46. So just within my target time. Got to be pleased with that, and shaking hands with the other athletes at the end of the race.
As for me, I decided to enter 3 races in the day. I entered the 100 metres, the 800 metres and the 1500 metres.
So one of the lovely things about events like this is being able to watch all the other races and all the other competitors. We've found a really good vibe at these events. The one we did 2 weeks ago at Lee and the one we're doing at Sheffield this afternoon. Really good atmosphere and something we're certainly looking forward to doing in the future next year. Lots of familiar faces and lots of new friends being made.
Lane 5. So first up for me was the 800 metres. Now I've only ever done a handful of these in the past, so I wouldn't say I'm an expert at knowing how to race one. So my strategy was to tuck in and see how I felt after the first lap and save something for the last 120 metres because I know I have a very strong finish.
And oh boy, did she have a strong finish, as we'll find out.
We see Steve Boyden now coming through. A great run, great technique as he comes through. And in 2nd place, Glennis Richardson. Glennis Richardson, also followed by Chris Cochran. A great run by him. As we're coming through the high step in 4.53, Dawn Broom. A superb finish there by Dawn Broom. Lovely high technique with the knees, with Mark Quinn coming in.
The lovely high stepping Dawn Broom. So there you have it.
Another good feature about this event is that you could see your time straight after the race, electronic time in there, so I was able to go over and see what time I'd finished the race in.
And meanwhile, the medal ceremony for the 3,000 metres.
Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for John Broom.
So after watching John collect his medal, it was straight over to warm up for the 100 metres, of which there were 7 heats. And I was in heat number 7.
Go!
this is funny.
So race 2 there, 100 metres, the winner did 10.56. Woo. So of all the people in the world to see down here, I've just seen Joe Ferguson, last year's British silver medalist at 200 metres, just failed to make the Europeans and Olympics this year, having suffered an injury. But we absolutely love his channel. If you've not seen it, go and check it out. I'll put a link below. It's focused obviously on sprinting, but really fascinating insights in the way he trains and the way he approaches his races, which is obviously very different from the sort of thing we do. Although I think Dawn has been picking up some tips and watching Joe Ferguson, because this is one of the things he does when warming up for a session or a race.
So it's been several years since I've done a competitive 100 metres, so I wasn't really sure what to expect. So here's my heat, and as you will see, I went from a standing start, as I wasn't very confident, to go from a block start like many of the other runners before me. Having gone from a standing start, I was really pleased with the way I executed the race. I'm quite powerful at sprinting, having done it as a child, and I had a pleasing result, finishing in 16.6.
Wow. 16.60 on a standing start.
Yeah, really nice to watch these sprinting races, because in Dawn's heat there was a gentleman who was 88 years old, there was a lady who was 82 giving it full beans. It's really great to see athletes being given the opportunity to compete right into their late 80s and beyond. And inspired by Dawn's victory in Heat 7, they put on an extra race for the fast folk here, and we get to see Joe Ferguson coming past here, and what brilliant technique as he lifts himself off the ground. Poetry in motion. So full programme of track and field athletics. We see the long jump here, we also saw some of the throws taking place, and it was time for Dawn to collect the first of her medals.
Although it wasn't a ZATOPEK moment, because I finished second, so I ended up with silver.
Presenting Penistone footpath runners, Dawn Broom.
Well done, my dear.
So well done to the lady who finished in front of me. She's more of a 400, 800 metre specialist, and she ran extremely well. So no rest for the wicked, as I then had to go and warm up for the 1500 metres.
So what would a good time be for the 1500?
No idea.
Top analysis there.
So another event that I'm not really familiar with. I've only ever done a couple in the past, so I wasn't sure how to take it. But again, I settled into the pack and just thought, do the first couple of laps, see how the legs feel, and then see what you've got left for the last lap. However, on this race, I did have a little bit of leg fatigue, and it was my least strong performance of the day, and I was a little bit disappointed with my time.
Well done to all judges as they come through. And a nice high-stepping finish again for our athlete, 4:53. A great run.
Yeah, I could tell it wasn't Dawn's best race of the day, but we still got treated to the high-stepping Dawn Broom once again. And we can see her time there coming up. 6 minutes, 10 seconds, 0.79, which is about 5 seconds quicker than I managed the other week at Newark. So it turned out Dawn had won her category in the Yorkshire Veterans in both the 100 and 1500 metres. So it didn't quite emulate ZATOPEK, but I think 2 golds and a silver is a good haul, particularly at events that she's not been used to doing in the past. All in all, a thoroughly enjoyable afternoon out at the City Athletic Stadium, Sheffield. And as I said earlier in the video, it is certainly something we are going to look to do more of next year. Track running, really good vibe, really good camaraderie throughout the day. So we hope you've enjoyed joining us for this feast of track and field athletics. If you have, please give this video a like, and if you'd like to follow us on our further running journeys on road, track and cross country, please consider subscribing. So until next time, keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on.